You're listening to the Smash Bros. Cast, episode 46. I'm your host, N64 Josh. My co-host and sparring partner, Nightcrawler. What's up, dude?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going awesome, man. It's going awesome. Hey, before we get too far into this, if you guys want to get yourself a free book from Audible, go to audibletrial.com/SBC. Pick up something awesome like Blood, Sweat, and Pixels or Ready Player One. The chair I'm sitting in is from OP Seat. Guys, if you need a gaming chair, go to N64Josh. Or desk. Go to n64josh.com/OPC. You'll automatically save $10 at checkout. Lastly, if you want to get yourself an extra podcast from me each month, you can go to patreon.com/N64Josh. Just $1. Get you that show. Thanks for the support, guys. I appreciate everybody that has signed up. You guys are amazing. We do have a few announcements we can get to. SBC tournament is tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. is check-in, okay? We have 35 entrants, which is crazy. What are we going to do with the top 8? What are we going to do?
So we are going to be streaming it here on Josh's channel starting at 7 o'clock Pacific time. So all these times that we're talking about are Pacific times. Details are on the page. What's the landing page, Josh?
n64josh.com/smash tournament.
And that will take you guys over to the challenge page, and you can get signed up if you want, or check the bracket. We'll be self-recording results up until we get top 8, and then we're going to be streaming all those games. Games have a different rule set before we hit top 8. They're going to be best of 3. We have guidelines set up for Battlefield, Omega Battlefield, if necessary, for game 3. Those can be any choice of those stages. And then once we get to top 8, we're going to be going with striking and Genesis rules and all that kind of stuff. And I think, I haven't told Josh this, but I think I'm going to take the Genesis flyer, and I'm just going to put numbers on all the stages so that we can have just a faster communication through the Discord on what stages you're striking. So it'll be 1 through, I think there's 12 stages or something like that. So we'll just make it quick and easy. So you can say banning 4 and 12, and that makes it real quick. And then the person that is choosing the stage can say what they're picking, so that both players can have that stage picked, and we'll get those games streamed on Josh's channel. And who are we doing that with, Josh?
Beyond the Meta game. Not just Beyond the Meta, which is what I called them last time, but I was just trying to go off of memory, so forgive me, boys. But Beyond the Meta game is another Smash Bros. Podcast that I highly recommend you guys check out. They are going to be, the 4 of us are going to be doing commentary for the top 8, and then immediately following the grand finals, we're going to be recording a podcast with those, a special episode of SBC with those guys. So it'll be a good time. Be a good time. And we're also doing the call-in shows on Mondays. It's right now, as of right now, it's around 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. That's what we're shooting for. It's kind of late East Coast time, so we'll see how it goes. And then we're just kind of doing random shows throughout the week too, depending on like if I got a couple minutes here and there, I may just grab somebody out of the Discord and do. We want to get character specific shows going, and that has kicked off with Mario. Mario was our first one, so episode 45 was basically a show about Mario. So they're going to be like shorter episodes, just a little more like concise and more just about specific characters. So stay tuned. Like I may put out like a message in the Discord or something like, hey, I need a link, I need a tune link, I need a, you know what I'm saying? Like this is going to be the best way to get good info, like good tips and pointers for you guys with individual characters, is having people that are experienced come on and talk about it. So due to the nature of that style of show, microphones may not always be the best. We may be recording with headsets, so just keep that in mind. Like I'm always going to shoot for the best production quality possible, but we may be talking with people that don't have microphones, that don't stream, that don't do YouTube, that kind of stuff. So, just bear with us on that. And that's it for the announcements. Let's get to our tournament news. All right. Well, we had Smash Conference United last week. Crawler, why don't you give us some of those results?
Yeah, so we this was down in Florida. So I know we had a lot of kind of East Coast and Florida people there. This was Zero's first tournament that he decided to go to coming out of retirement. And here are our results. We had MK Leo with Ike taking first over Samsora, playing Peach, and something about Samsora as well. He was the one that gave Zero his second elimination and kicked him out of the tournament. And I think Zero went out in, what did we say, 9th?
Yes, 9th place.
And then we had Salem take third. MVD, I think still playing Snake, took 4th. And then Mute Ace took 5th.
MVD Snake.
It was a good tournament.
It was. But the MVD Snake is just, it's just dirty.
There's grenades and rockets and just mortars and everything just all over the place.
Literally, I can't remember. I don't remember who he played against off the top of my head, but I just remember watching them like constantly running from rockets is what it seemed like was happening. So, and then just the random C4 on the ground. It's like, oh, there you go. It might have been Peach. It might have been a Peach that he was playing against. So, yeah, it was really, really a fun tournament to watch. And it just got me excited for what's to come, right? Because it's just like we're already starting to see the just the higher level gameplay, people starting to figure stuff out, picking their mains. And it's the best thing about it is just the variety. There's just so many characters that are being played right now.
Lots of them are viable. I mean, it's interesting just to see how everyone's playing characters, and there's no. I mean, we've seen Snake be dominant in some tournaments. We've seen Pichu win. We've seen now Ike, but Zero is playing Cloud, I think, all tournament. But yeah, Peach Samsora took second. He's been playing really well with Peach. But yeah, there's so many characters. There's not just the Bayonetta kind of meta that we have that we had at the end of Smash 4.
Yeah, exactly. So much variety. It's really, really great to see. So that's gonna do it for our tournament news. But we got our countdown to Genesis.
Closer and closer we get. We are 3 weeks away, 21 days. We're getting close.
I am excited. Gabe is the guy that's helping us get there. Gabe, we need to talk. If you hear this, we don't know where you went, Gabe. So we'd love to chat to see what's up. So fingers crossed, we're still going. And oh man,
I think today is last day for late sign up. I think I saw them tweeting out today. So you have until midnight tonight on today's, what is today, the 11th. And then I think it moves to like emergency sign up, which I think they charge you a crazy amount. So if you want to go, make sure you sign up before tonight if you're listening.
There you go. Okay. Well, as far as Smash news, we kind of just got our weekly event, which is, these things are happening consistently. This week's Double XP weekend for Spirit Mode. And this was kind of interesting. This tweet you pulled up from Genesis about a controller update. Let's kind of break this down.
So Melee, I don't know if any of you have been following Melee competitive scene. There were the box controllers that kind of came out about probably, I don't know how many years ago it was, but it was a few years ago, and there was some contention about them. But moving forward for Genesis, and it sounds like this might be kind of just a way to move forward since Big House 8, I think kind of solidified this as a rule set. The box controllers will be allowed, so Smash Box and I don't know if it's pronounced just box or but it's just BOXX are two of those type of controllers, and they will be allowed. So if you guys haven't seen what those controllers look like, they are pretty insane to see what they are. They have C-stick buttons all separated out as like arcade style buttons, and it's it's all done without a stick or anything. It's all just buttons. It's pretty crazy. So if you want to take a look at those are pretty cool. Just look them up. They're pretty cool.
Like
but
a
it
fight
takes
stick,
I think
right?
a
Like
different,
Street Fighter,
a different kind of. What's up?
Right? It's like a fight stick, like Street Fighter.
Pretty much, but without the actual analog stick. It's all just buttons.
That's wild.
Yeah, it is wild. So yeah, take a look. They're like $200 or $300 though. They're pretty expensive, but take a look at them. And then also for Melee, it says we will be using the Adruno adapters, so no UC. I don't know what this all means. No UCF, but that's for Melee. But moving forward for Ultimate, there will be no controllers allowed with turbo buttons or macros enabled, and so that rules out the Power A controller with the mappable side. Is it a back button or side button? I think that's
so.
kind of what they're.
Yeah.
So they're not allowing those Power A. I think they're wireless. They might just be wired. I'm not sure, but no Power A controllers allowed at Genesis.
Sorry, guys, if that's what you're playing with. Having those macros, I mean, you can set one button for your short hop attack, right? Like you don't have to press two buttons. That would make things easier, but they don't want it because you can't do that with the regular, with any of the GameCube, Pro controllers or Joy-Cons. So, yeah. So interesting stuff there. Let's get to our talking points. All right. Well, you guys have been using the hashtag AskSBC. All right. And I don't even know how to say this is at. I don't know if it's Edikai. I don't know. We're just going to go with Edikai. I'm not real sure about the rest of it. So, but here's the question. It says, I've been using Mii Brawler since I started playing Smash, and I am considering playing a new character. I'm not sure whether to stick or switch. Can you help me? Carler, kick this one off.
I don't think it's a bad idea to have multiple characters. Both Josh and I kind of spent more time this week diving into a stronger secondary character that we can have to play. You'll come across matchups that you might want to have that secondary character in your pocket that you can pull out if it's potentially stronger. Learn the matchups that your main does well against, that your secondary maybe does better against, all that kind of stuff. Mii Brawler, the Miis in general in Smash 4 have not really been. They weren't allowed, I guess, online even in Smash 4. They are allowed now. You can play them online with Ultimate, but it also comes with also in tournaments you have to name your Mii your moveset as well, so it's well apparent what you're coming into the game with moveset wise. But yeah, I mean having a secondary option is never a bad thing. I feel.
Yeah, I have a lot of people ask me quite often, like, hey, when are you going to switch from Mario? When are you going to switch from Mario? And like, my thought is, well, one, we're going to Genesis, so I have to have a character that I'm at least somewhat okay with, right? Like, so that's why I've been grinding so hard on one character. Playing Mewtwo was a ton of fun in this game. I did not like Mewtwo at all in 4. But in Ultimate, I kind of enjoyed playing with Mewtwo a little bit. Mega Man is the other one that I've started playing with, right? And so it really just boils down to, where you're at, what your goals are, what you want to get out of it. And I think you're going to have more fun playing with more characters. I know it's nice kind of switching back and forth. And I mean, it's back to when I switched to Mega Man. I can win some matches, but I was probably, I was losing more than I was winning with Mario when I was doing viewer battles. And so that's something that's gonna, you're gonna just have to take the time to grow with a new character. But I think you're gonna, depending on what level you want to get to, if you're playing a lot of locals, you're playing competitively, you're going to get to a point that like there may be matchups that are just not good for you. Right. And so you're going to want to have that ability to grab another character to maybe, like even the score a little bit and not be just stuck with that one character. So I say absolutely play more than just the Mii Brawler and see what happens. So like I said, we've been jumping into some new characters. Crawler, you've been playing Roy. How's that been going?
I mean, it started off really strong. I was playing, we jumped in, was that Saturday night? I think I kind of made the mental kind of commitment to the fact that I wanted to try to learn a different character. That Corrin's movement just is so much slower in this new game. Even though the game is faster, she is not as fast as she had been, and there's different input issues and stuff that I've come across that this game just has that I've wanted to. I can still play her. I feel like I can use her in certain matchups that I will want to have, but I wanted to find a more versatile character that maybe had just better overall matchups. I've dabbled a little bit in Yoshi. I'm not quite used to the floaty jump and all that kind of stuff that comes with that. But Roy, I was going back and forth if I wanted to try Roy or Ike, and I kind of landed on Roy and just have been playing a little bit. It's been a learning process, I guess. Just recovery is a little bit different, but I feel like his recovery is better than Crom, which is the most similar, being the Echo. But yeah, like a problem you've had constantly with your Mario up B is making sure that you snap to that ledge, and I feel like even more so with Roy, I have to be careful with that, just because there is a sweet spot with that up B attack that he'll either just land on stage or there is that, like I said, sweet spot to actually snap to the ledge. So that's a learning curve there. But edge guarding with Roy has been fun when it works. And that's something I've had to work about, just stage runoff. So I make sure I save both my jumps, but the fair coming off a ledge fall off for an edge guard is very satisfying to get that when it connects.
Love it, man. Love it. Yeah. We even threw Mega Man versus Roy. We were doing that, and I've had quite a few people tell me your Mega Man is annoying, because it's he's an annoying
back air.
That back air has got great range, and I feel like he's a character that has it's a pretty good kit, right? Everything involved with him, his back air is fair, a lot of projectiles. Like probably the thing that's the most difficult thing for me to get used to is just his A is just those, he just fires those little pellets, and but even doing the nair, it can send people flying, even though it's just it looks like it's not going to do much damage, but it ends up sending them off pretty good and kind of reset neutral that way. But I mean, one of the things I picked up immediately was like, okay, I could throw a fair. I think I talked about it on last week's show, like just being able to kind of get some combos and even get somebody off stage with that fair. And, there's range on his back air, and he can throw it pretty easily. I think because of his weight and everything, so he's been a fun character for me. And I love his death animation when he dies and you just see the explosion from the old school games. I love those kind of details and stuff. So, and
he's fat too. He's super fat.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. He is heavy for sure. So it's been fun. And I tried a few other. I tried some Ganondorf. I tried a little Bayonetta. And I'm gonna keep messing around, especially after Genesis. We're going to.
We still need to figure out what's going to be the best combination of kind of our characters for doubles as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of leaning more towards Mega Man, but I don't know. I watched a lot of the doubles this last weekend at the Smash conference, and like I was seeing Mario do some nasty stuff, you know. So we definitely got to practice that. We'll have to jump in with the Discord and get some games against you guys here very soon.
I did see numbers, I think, today on Genesis as well. I think they said over 1,700 people have entered for Ultimate.
What? That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So, all right. Well, hey, let's get into our week with Smash. All right. So, how's it been, man? Have you hit Elite yet?
I think I got close that first little bit. I picked up Roy. Like my roster GSP I think is sitting at like 2.4 or something like that. And so when I picked up Roy, I think I started like just above 2 million. And I had a good little run like the first day or two that I was playing. I think the highest I got was like 2.7, and I think that was about the day or two before it got closer to like 2.9. So I think I was like just shy of it at like 2.8, 2.8 and a half or whatever it potentially could have been. And then I had a sharp fall down back to reality. And then I've worked my way back up. I played a little bit while you were streaming here before we did the show. And I had like 4 or 5 straight losses, which brought me back down to earth. But listening to Antoine yesterday when we were playing, and just his mentality of how he approaches the game, and it's just treat it as a game, have it be fun. I need to work on embracing that, because I do remember earlier this week I think you and I might even been in a call, but I got hardcore tilted fighting a Corrin that I knew, like, if we were doing dittos I would have just destroyed. And I'm pretty sure they had Smash Stick on, because there were just random Smash attacks being thrown out that sometimes connected, because I'm still working on Roy's spacing and movement and all that kind of stuff. And counters all over the place, just sitting there, just throwing counter, down B, just down B, down B. And it was like, I felt like I was getting some of Smash 4's timing on that counter, where it was lag. I was even trying to be, I was very aware of how often they were throwing this counter. And I was trying to delay my attacks and make sure I was capitalizing on their mistakes that they were doing, and they were just kept getting rewarded with late hitboxes on that counter, and it sent me. I went way down in GSP. that was kind of the bottom of my tailspin there, but
it just felt wrong not to hit rematch. That's what's going on. I
DC'd up the very last little bit. Like, they were trying to bro stock me on some stuff, and I was just not having it. And I just SD'd. I just would run off if they were bro stocking me. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna have this way. And I was hardcore tilted. So don't be like me.
What's funny, there's a review in iTunes that said, hey, I actually played Nightcrawler as Corrin against his Roy, and I want to thank him for all the GSP he gave me. Great show, guys. No, it's Nightcrawler with no E. So no, I'm just messing around. But
were we in a call?
We were. Yeah, there was huffing and puffing and controller getting tossed around. Yeah. So I was like, are you having fun, man? You good? You good? I know I can beat this guy. I'm sure you can, but what's your GSP at? It's at negative 14,000. Leave me alone. So it was, I mean, I was laughing, like, no joke. I was laughing because it was just, I was like, I know I've been there. I know I can beat this guy. I'm hitting rematch. Nope.
How about you? Did you do any, I know you did some viewer battles throughout the week, but did you do any GSP or anything?
You know, I haven't been doing much quick play. Where I'm at right now is I know the things that I know, like, some of the things I have to work on, right? I've still, even today, like I'm still going into lab and trying to figure out the best way to throw back air. I know this probably sounds silly to some people, but like if you're foxtrotting with Mario and then you try to throw back air, like with the stick, a lot of times you'll end up throwing your fair, even though you're hitting the stick in the right direction, or I've even had it throw the back air in the wrong direction. And so I've been trying to just figure out what the exact, basically what the exact button combination and stick combination is. And I started to figure some of that out today, where it was like, basically the way it works, I'm going to break it down very, very simply. Like foxtrot is you flick your stick in one direction and it makes your character skip. Okay. Like the way they're running, it's like it's initiating your dash, but then you're immediately canceling it and then starting it back up again. So that's what a foxtrot is. So you can move across the stage faster than just dashing. You can also come to a complete stop without doing, like, you could change direction without having that animation of like kind of the little slide and those frames that you can get punished in. You can immediately turn and move away.
And it allows you to throw tilts without accidentally throwing yourself into the dash attack animation as well.
Exactly. Yes, you can also tilt right out of it. So, but where I'm having a hard time is with my back air. Like, so what I figured out today, that it's basically like, let's say I'm 2 flicks of the stick away from my opponent, right? To be able to be within range of my back air. So I will flick it twice, and then I will flick it the opposite direction, completely let off the stick.
You gotta let it to neutral.
It gets neutral. So 2 things have taken place. Either my back air comes out or a neutral air comes out, which is not supposed to be happening. But that's what I'm finding is the best way to, if out of foxtrot, because that's what I'm really trying to figure out. It's not that I can't throw back airs. I could throw back airs all day long. What I want to be able to get good with is back air out of my foxtrot, and I oftentimes miss input. So that's why I'm trying to figure out the exact button, because I know it's there. I know it's there, and it feels weird. It feels strange right now when I go in and do that foxtrot, and I'm wondering too, like as I'm talking about it, just kind of talking about it out loud, like I'm wondering if I need to move away from the opponent just a little bit more and then throw the back air, so it's the button combination that I want to press, that in my mind thinks this should be back air, actually ends up being a fair, right? Because I'm not inputting something correctly.
Or I'm thinking now, listening to that as well, you potentially could be accidentally buffering a fair out of it as well.
Like I'm doing a little too quickly, and that's buffering a fair, which, because I know that my Mario is going to improve the moment back airs become one of those tools in my arsenal that I throw.
That changes your approach game.
Exactly. And so here's what I've put down for kind of for tips this week or whatever, is experimenting, watching, and labbing it out. So what do I mean by that? Well, I talked about it last week, and so I don't want to I don't want to just say the same things we said last week, but what I've been doing is trying to find those combos, right? And I found one today that I can kill at, I think it's right around 57% with Mario. Okay, depending on the character. I obviously haven't labbed this out on heavyweights and everything like that, but on I was trying it on Pichu, which is light character, so obviously, but then I tried it on Pit also. That was the next character that happened. So
two light characters, but
I saw it happen on it was Anti that actually had a tweet that I saw that I was able to emulate what he did. Okay, and so basically, I'm just going to break down the string for you. It could be you want to get him to 50. Right. So with Mario, I'm hitting a 50% combo by down throw, down tilt, up throw, up air, and then maybe a back air or a fair or an up B, right? If you're on the edge, you can follow that up with a down throw, take a slight step forward and throw a forward smash. You'll hit them out of the air from the down throw and it kills. It kills on the edge. And so that's the part that I saw him, like, he put this tweet out of like this, he took 2 stocks in probably 20 seconds. And I was like, I watched that thing. I'm not even kidding you. I probably watched it like 10 times, right? And like rewinding one part, like, okay, that was that move. Right. And so I'm trying to so I do the down throw to the forward smash and it's not landing. So I'm like, okay, you obviously have to take a step forward and then, yep, sure enough, that's what
and you got that to land even on small little tiny hitbox Pichu?
I did. Yeah. Yeah. So, because that's an area I struggle with is getting those smash attacks and things like that. And chat has been super cool. Like Mr. Cool Red Luigi's been kind of riding me like, hey, you've got to get your punish game better. Stop doing a grab when you have the opportunity to punish and hit him with a smash attack. And, light bulb, right? Like, oh yeah, the smash attack could do more damage or it could kill. And so, and other people in chat have said the same thing. Like, bro, why aren't you punishing better when somebody up B's in front of you and you've got all the time in the world to do what you want, Do
you feel like you forgot about smash attacks when you moved tilt stick on?
I don't feel like I forgot about them, but I feel like I wouldn't say forgot, but I've always been like, I don't know, when I had the C stick on smash, on the smash attacks, I would sometimes throw them too often or rely too heavily on them. And then I would get punished a lot for it. Like I would throw my forward smash while somebody was rolling and I would just have my back to them and then they would punish that, And so, but after like watching Antoine, who was on episode 45, like I've made a point to like throw that up smash a little more often. I've actually seen more kills this last week with my up smash than I have in a long time because there's actually good range if you turn around, and I believe there's some invincibility frames, and I've been able to catch people like
you caught me on one of those. Right,
I knew where you were going to land, and it was like, yeah, this will finish it right here, So it's again, I talked about it on yesterday's show on episode 45. A lot of it just it boils down to experience, right? And then the other thing too, like taking advice can be tough. Okay, it can be tough. So if you can kill your ego, you're going to have a greater chance to improve, right? So again, we've mentioned this like from the very early stages of this show. Find people to spar with, find people that will give you advice, and be okay with that advice. Like be okay with the fact that, yeah, I can improve here. I need to get better, because otherwise you're going to find yourself like tilted and just frustrated. And and the reason I bring this up, because this is something I have to do on the regular. My gameplay, my practice time is in front of people. I'm streaming it. I get advice regularly, even when I don't ask for it. And so I can go, oh my gosh, like here we go. Like I know what I need to do. Or I can go, yeah, I'm not doing that. Right. Like there's so much help being offered to me that I want to look at it that way versus like, oh, here we go again. I get to hear all the things I'm doing wrong. Like, no, it's a huge help. It's a huge help because I wasn't punishing. Right. And if somebody in chat hadn't spoke up and said, man, why don't you punish better? Well, guess what that's going to do? What I said earlier on, where I said, oh, I have a hard time getting those smash attacks. That's because you're throwing when you have the opportunity to punish somebody instead of hitting with the smash and getting the kill. So it's extremely helpful. So yeah, but any other, mindset is key. Exactly. Any other things from your week that kind of just things that have helped you out or anything like that? Any combos that you've come across or any good videos or anything?
I need to kind of sit down. I know Zero has a video out about I need to kind of sit down and look for some videos. But the biggest thing I feel like with Roy is just working on. I do feel a little one-dimensional with just kind of his side B attack, so I definitely want to work on kind of changing it up a little bit. But where I feel like I've seen some like glimmers of kind of potential with what I can do is if you can catch somebody up in the air. His juggles are just a little different than Corrin's, but he can throw people kind of side to side on the stage depending on neutral attack or fair or up air, that kind of stuff. So it's and his movement around the stage is fast as well to kind of quickly get there and then mix it up again with something else. So that's kind of what I've been having fun with. But definitely there's lots still to look into and kind of evaluate with how I can improve.
Yeah. Yep. Saying aerials are key with Roy.
Yeah. But what I would say as well with sparring and all that kind of stuff, guys, if you are looking for somebody, I know Russ Belt had posted earlier this week in Discord looking for kind of somebody to be on the regular for just a sparring partner. So if you guys are looking for something to do that as well, and you want to kind of air out your dirty laundry, not for everyone to see, you guys can look for a sparring partner in the Discord, and then you guys can just become Discord friends and start your own private chat there. And that's where you guys can do a voice call or a video call or just text chat. That's how Josh and I are even doing this show right now. Is we're in Discord video call, and we have our own thread that we have stuff that we pass back and forth. So you guys can use Discord in lots of different ways than just being in the servers that you're involved with. So take a look at that. But then I had something else and now I forget. So
it's probably a lie. All right. Well, I think we can wrap this one up. I think we can.
Oh, did we talk about what you're doing after the show here?
Oh, whoops. I guess I'm gonna talk over the music now. So we're doing it live. I mean, in our next section, how's it going at locals?
I guess, yeah, we probably should put that in there.
Yeah, so
I forgot about that. Yes, I went to a local as well last week. After we got done with the show, I went to my second local. It was bigger than it was 2 weeks ago when I went. It was 86 the last time I went. The second week, I think that was the second week Ultimate was out. So last Friday was 113 people entered. We had more setups. It was good. I was still playing Corrin at that point. I'm excited to try. I'm not going to go this week, but I'm going to go next week, I think, and try out Roy and kind of have that option to switch back and forth between Roy and Corrin. But I got about the same results. I went against kind of a seasoned Smash 4 player, got O2'd and sent down into losers. Was able to. I think I beat the next guy in losers bracket 2-0, and then I had a really close match in the second my second set in losers and ended up going out 2-1, but it was a very close fight against, I think it was a Link. But yeah, but it was good. It was really, I mean, the biggest thing there is, guys, you meet a ton of other people that are playing Smash. A lot of them are going to be, I mean, potentially better than you depending on where you're coming from. But you can set up friendlies or just watch higher end gameplay of people. Like there were 20 stations when I was there, so you can just float around when you're not playing and just watch how people are playing different characters. You'll see tons of other characters, like we've been saying at these bigger tournaments, that a ton of characters are viable. Same with at locals. People have what they prefer, and even if they aren't high on that tier list, some people find a way to make them work. So you can just watch lots of different interesting different characters that you might not understand a lot about. You can see how they play. It's really good time.
Yeah, so I'll be at GameWorks tonight in Seattle. It's called like Orbit. I can't remember the name of the. Is your locals have a specific name, like Orbitar or something like that?
In Smash 4 it was called For Glory Fridays. I think they're kind of still calling it that. Okay. But yeah, so in the Colorado scene, there's different different locations at different days of the week, and they all kind of have different subset names a little bit as well, that they're kind of advertised on the Facebook page and elsewhere. They kind of have their own name.
Gotcha. Okay. I didn't know if they were kind of all tied together because of it being GameWorks, if they did, just had something similar going on, but it sounds like they may be separate entities. And they do have, they will be streaming this on Twitch. I have no clue who, there's 192 people that are entering.
Well, I like my first tournament, I randomly got thrown on stream. It just was a matter of happenstance, I think, that it just happened that way. So it could just be luck of the draw. You might end up on stream. You never know. Gotcha.
Yeah, Orbitar is the name of the tournament. So that'll be going down tonight. Like I said, when I signed up, 192. My son and I are going down together, and also made some calls yesterday and found out I have a local in Bellingham that is happening every other Thursday, and so I can basically go to a local every week if I want to. I don't know that I'll go to the Seattle one every week, just because the like parking and everything in Seattle is kind of a nightmare. So, but we're doing it. We're doing it. So next week, actually, by the time we record next Friday's show, I'll have been to 2 locals. So that'll be kind of cool. And I'm excited. Like the guy I talked to is it's at Reset Games in Bellingham if you're in the area, and it starts at 5:30, I believe. I think 4:30 is friendlies, and then at 5:30 the tournament starts. And last week for Ultimate, they had like 40 people show up, but none of the college kids were back yet from the holiday. So I'm thinking it could be packed. So I'm looking forward to it. So are we? I think we are done now, right?
Now we are. I think so. Yeah.
Now, okay. Here we go. Here we go. All right, Crawler, where can people find you?
Best spot to find me is hanging out in the Discord, n64josh.com/discord. I guess we're on pace to hit 1,000 people in the Discord by the end of the month, if you guys keep it up how you're coming in. It's been like 9 people a day. It's been absolutely insane. You guys can slow it down a little bit on hate. He called. I think he called me out in some kind of video game decathlon or something. Like, we'll have to figure it out. But
don't slow it down. Say hey to Hate Zero if you join.
Not on me. I'm out. I'm done.
Say Crawler said to do it. Okay.
Hate doesn't listen to this probably. But you guys can also find me on Twitter and Twitch, Nightcrawler724. Nightcrawler's without the E. And yeah, I need to get the stream up and going here a little bit. I got a nice fancy light. My chroma key looks a lot better with my green screen now, but I just need to get it up and going here a little bit more. So look for some viewer battles or me banging my head against my desk playing GSP.
Love it, guys. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, all the places. It's N64Josh. The music you're hearing right now is the Metal Melee theme. You can watch the full video at n64josh.com/Metal Melee. If you want to get yourself a free book from Audible, go to audibletrial.com/SBC. The chair I'm sitting in from OP Seat. You go to n64josh.com/OP Seat. Save yourself $10 at checkout. Guys, we still have a ton of different links and stuff in the show notes. A lot of it's for Smash 4. This will update as more videos come out, of course. But there's a lot of good just fundamentals and things like that you can check out from the links here. So we want to thank everybody for just showing up week in and week out, listening. So many reviews and kind words, guys. We appreciate you guys so much for listening, and we're stoked to just keep on going. So thank you again, and we'll see you later. Bye now.
Josh's book, Another Castle, coming out on January 15th.
We're done, Crawler. We're already done.
Did you hit end? No, we don't have a play out?
I still haven't hit it yet. We're still going.
January 15th.